Hey, I'm the pollinator, and I'm here to teach you how to keep fascism out of your life. The other day, I had to go onto a GoFundMe account and donate for another friend who is having a medical problem and can't get good health care and has to raise money in order to get a life-saving procedure done in Florida. And it reminded me about how in the 80s and 90s, I had amazing health care as a waitress. And I thought this was a good opportunity to come on here and tell you what happened to the health insurance industry and why we're in the state we're in and how it's tied to fascism, believe it or not. So the health insurance industry wasn't deregulated in a single event, but it happened over time. And it started in 1945. The McCarran-Ferguson Act of 1945 shifted power away from the federal government to the states, and that was the key event that started the deregulation that would happen throughout the 90s and into the 2000s. Reforms continued to happen through the 20th century, in particular the 70s through the 90s, where the reforms focused on shifting away from service provision to market-based mechanisms. What that means is that health insurance started responding more to profit motive than service providing. And that brings us to where we are today, where it's very hard to get health insurance. If you have it, you have tons of copays and tons of bills to pay anyway. And it really doesn't give you a whole lot to depend on, especially. The US is one of the only developed countries in the world that doesn't have single payer health insurance. And that's because the corporations, the health insurance industry, has leveraged their power with our politicians to keep it that way. And that, my friends, is the definition of fascism, that our politicians, not just the Republicans, all of them, have voted to keep healthcare in a profit-driven style. So instead of focusing on taking care of people, they're focusing on taking care of their shareholders. This is why I say we need to begin a new system instead of fighting the old one. We are entrenched in a system that is so based on the market and whether or not profits go up quarter over quarter that we don't see or don't remember how awesome it used to be when we had great health insurance. Back in 1989, I worked at a place called The Ground Round as a waitress, and I paid about $2 a week for health insurance. And I had an appendectomy, an emergency surgery, a trip in an ambulance to the hospital, and guess how much I paid for all of that service? You guessed it, I only paid $250. It was a lot of money back then, but really not a lot of money compared to what I'd pay now with health insurance. Health insurance that I'd probably be paying about $1,500 a month just to have. This is a great example of how fascism turns the marketplace and the economy against citizens because the corporations have the power and the people do not. So this is the water we swim in. This system that is so based on profit quarter over quarter and not at all on the needs of the American public. This is why I say fascism is not good for us and we need to figure out something else. Maybe not spend so much energy fighting the system, maybe spend a little more energy creating a new one. Go get 'em!